I said stay away, sir! Die, vermin! The power of the Lord commands you! Keep your eyes on the Step away, sir. I said go back home. This is my territory! Bleeding! Stupid newborn! Gotcha! You cannot win this!
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Please come in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. What can I do for you?
You seem unwell, sir.
Actually...
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. I know... Yes. Yes, I hear them...
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
Best run alone, sir. Get your weapons ready! We found one! Murder! That's what you do with leech! Turn around, sir. You're feeble!
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need...
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I'm...
If you...
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's far.
Don't you fear... No doubt your faith will prevail.
Blessed be your generosity.
I have had enough for tonight.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Colossus. Perhaps I should look into...
Good evening.
If you're here...
I'm not...
Doctor?
Do you require...
Not me.
Since I took it...
Well...
Good evening.
You look ill.
My...
Well...
Thank you.
How is...
When people... The Swanborough's cordial secret...
A plus...
Medical...
If...
Oh, but...
Tell...
Region...
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Good evening. You don't seem...
I always feel...
A gun, alcohol. It's locked, all right.
front castle littering the streets. Not me.
How are you?
I'm not your...
Do you need assistance?
Please.
I will see you later. Goodbye, young man.
It's all a bloody joke to you, isn't it? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid.
You don't seem well.
Oh.
A gun, alcohol.
There are so many people who could use my help here.
I cannot enter. I have this thirst for blood.
See? It's mine! I'll take it! That leech is fast!
again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Do you know?
I confess,
But this is...
that is...
Concerning your...
Yes?
Are you...
I cannot...
Do you...
I know no...
When...
Traveling is all...
Will you...
One of them, perhaps.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Yes, Jonathan?
Goodbye, Elizabeth. It's locked, all right.
Fuck, it's fast! Filthy piece of shit! No!
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Burn it, boys!
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
It's locked.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here!
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you...
The Ascalon Club only recruits the...
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before...
Please ask.
What does...
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown. That you become a...
Do you have a...
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club
Am I supposed to follow order?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
What is the...
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William...
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
I killed Fergal. Be an issue.
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed. in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2
That went
foreign
well, did it not?
This?
It is always useful.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Bearer.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know...
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal...
Does it bother you that I consider...
As long as you reveal nothing of the...
You were...
Not personally.
Who what?
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do...
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scowls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scowls.
Scowls are hostile vectors of contagion. That is a fact. But first and foremost, they are victims.
I agree, Dr. Reed. Most of the new Scowls who roam the streets at night used to be good British citizens. But they must be put down nevertheless.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this? This new malevolence.
Skulls have been spotted everywhere in London. We are losing this fight.
How's...
I have a...
All right.
You... William Mar...
That would be joyful news. For it would mean he's...
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
But
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his...
So he really...
Indeed. Only the most eminent...
What can you...
It's a major concern. And I'm convinced we'll only...
I have already met Jeff...
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign...
I see.
Exactly.
What a...
That is exactly why...
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed. We are counting on you.
Good evening.
It's quite...
Do not be alarmed. Absolutely not. I'm here to...
Money...
You're right.
What is your...
Quarantine and bad...
I do not... Are you...
Why do you...
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.